How y'all doing?
Let's talk about how you're enjoying your new identity there as a late guy.
You know, it's a little different, but I'm embracing my role, doing whatever I can to help the team.
How's it been adjusting from knowing you're going to pitch some days to, well, I may pitch, I may not. I may not.
It's just you always got to be ready for anything. And we have a lot of guys in the bullpen. Vance Hammond's another lefty, and Brandon Woodruff actually came out of the pen. And Holder, we got them all, but just whenever they call my name, try to do my job.
The bullpen is supposed to be the strength of the staff, but now you got guys like Ross and Preston have really stepped out there and eaten a lot of innings now.
Oh yeah, Preston, he's done a real good job recently, and Ross, he's Ross. He always does his job. I mean, pretty much we all just have our roles, and we try to embrace them as best we can.
What are they prepping Vance for? You guys are talking.
I see Vance being, just coming out of the pen, just eating some innings. Comes a tough situation, he can do it. He has the stuff to do it. He's a fastball slider guy, kind of like me. So I see he just does his job.
Coach Cohen really liked the idea of throwing you in there for a couple innings and getting 3 to 6 outs and the Chad Dorado type role. Are you kind of embracing that now? Or are you kind of, embracing that as a guy that can come in, set up, order, and get some outs? Right.
I mean, like I said earlier, whenever they need me, that's when I go in. But I have started before, so I can throw longer innings. But they kind of want me to throw multiple times on the weekend, so it just kind of depends on the game and the situation when they want to bring me in.
It also allows you to come in and throw max effort and not have to pace yourself.
For sure. They say my stuff plays better out of the pen, so I guess it's shown so far.
How does the dynamic of this team change now that Holder's kind of back? The finger thing is gone, and then he seems to kind of have his stuff back.
It's always good to be healthy, and it just makes our bullpen even better and stronger. And we have guys that haven't even done that much that are to pitch, but it's good to have Holder back. He's a good player.
Love the Wayfarers.
All right, thanks.
This was a good weekend because it shows how consistent we're going to be. First 2 series, we were real consistent. Started off a little slow against Georgia, but we came back and won 2 games. So, and then having 2 big wins against Vanderbilt is easily some insurance for us because the SEC, you need as many wins as you can get. So we're going to need at least 2 wins against Arkansas. They're a good team. Every team in the SEC is going to always bring the heat because they're all good teams. So.
What was going through y'all's mind when y'all went to the ballpark Saturday against Georgia? Obviously, you lost the Friday game, knew a doubleheader was there, so kind of felt maybe, did y'all feel some pressure, or did y'all just want to just go out there and do whatever?
Actually, we didn't feel any pressure at all Saturday. We came out with a different mindset, and we had fun. We attacked it with our barrels and threw strikes, so we came out with 2 wins, so we just had a different mindset those 2 games in the first game.
And for you personally, it seems that you've been kind of finding yourself here lately, swinging a little better, doing things you did last year. Are you seeing that?
Yes, sir. It comes and goes. It's baseball, so as long as you just stick with it, it's gonna be baseball is gonna back you up. So as long as you just keep trying your hardest and not worrying about the outcome, everything's gonna work out. So that's just what I'm trying to do right now. So.
No, early in the season you weren't in the 4-hole, but I think that first game, John, so we need to go back. We got us to Omaha. Can you just talk about the dynamic of batting in the 4-hole for yourself?
Well, it's just like I'm an aggressive swinger. Always looking for a fastball early in the count, and he's just wanting someone in the 4-hole to swing it, not necessarily take too many balls, but he wants someone to swing it when people get on base. So that's just what I do. I don't try to change my approach when there is or isn't someone on base. So I just stick to me. So.
Let's talk about that. You're one of the few guys that have been really consistent in batting. Everybody else is kind of hit or miss, but there's such a knack on these guys. They may not have great averages, but right time, right place, they get a hit.
Yes, sir. That's where we're getting some of our wins is right time, right place. That's all you need. You don't need someone to go out there and bat 350, but have the 500 winning percentage. So, as long as we're winning the games we need to win, I don't care where my batting average is at or anybody else's. As long as we win, that's all that matters about.
What's been different defensively for y'all here lately? I think in the last 10, 12 games, y'all been so much better than the first 10 games of the season.
Just playing baseball. Not worrying about if we're making error and not just wanting every play, and that's what we've been doing on the infield. And consistently we've been making all the plays. Sometimes we'll make an error, but it doesn't affect us. So.
Coach Cohen said the fact that now Preston and Ross are starters and eating a lot of innings like that, it keeps you infielders really on your toes because you know you're going to get a lot of work.
Yes, sir. As an infielder, you want as many grounders as you can get because that just shows that the pitchers are doing what they got to do to help the team out. So we got to help them out too. So plus, it's fun to just be aggressive, waiting on the ground and knowing you're going to get one rather than just hopefully you don't walk and ball walk. So what they're doing is just giving us a chance to win the game. So I'm glad for them. Hopefully they keep it up.
You had Chad Gerardo last year. You got Jacob Winger this year coming out of the bullpen. Just what is that like when you know you've got a good left-hander coming out there who's going to give you some solid innings and get you some outs?
It's comforting. Knowing he's going to come in, I know I'm going to get some hard bouncing grounders because he throws his fastball. Sometimes it cuts, sometimes it sinks. You don't know what it does. He's just a great pitcher and goes and attacks his zone and helps us out. So it's comforting knowing he's going to come in because we know that we're going to have a chance to finish this game out.
All right, thanks, Brett.
That's something I try to work on. You don't want to be, content with your game. So if there's one thing I'm trying to get better at throughout the season, it will definitely be that.
I was just going to say, I think the strikeout's about 25. That seems a little high. What do you need to do to correct that?
Yeah, that's just being selfish, I would say, or maybe not selfish, maybe just thinking I have to do too much at certain times. And especially with nobody on base, knowing that guys aren't going to pitch to you, knowing you're going to get a lot of trash to hit, and still trying to produce something for your club. And I think I've started to do a little bit better job of that.
Last 6 games, 5-1 for you guys. How is this team playing right now?
Yeah, 5-1. Playing pretty good. But like Coach Cohen said, at the beginning of the season, we moved a lot of guys around. Like, we had a different lineup every day, it seemed like. And baseball is a game about being comfortable. And I feel like, we got our lineup, which happened last year. Alex Detz wasn't in our lineup at the beginning of last year, and look how it turned out. So it changes. And when you get comfortable, you start getting confident. And when you get confident, you start playing better. And I feel like that's where we're at right now.
When the lineup is switched around you, whether it's the 2, the 4, the 5 hitter or whatever, how does that affect you as a hitter?
Of course, being a run producer and knowing that's your role, you want to see guys in front of you that you think is going to get on base. That gives you confidence going into the game, saying, hey, I feel like I'm going to have an opportunity to score some runs for our club today. So, it's kind of more of a mental thing than it is actual physical thing at the plate, but it does play a factor.
Thanks, Wes. I appreciate that.